it's easy to assume that this is Robert Helenius. But Helenius is tall, Helenius is long, so I guess in some ways it could be considered good sparring partner selection for Deontay Wilder. I feel like Robert Helenius checks a lot of boxes if you're trying to clone a Fury in camp. Yeah, especially if you're considering it sparring, someone you're practicing with, you get to, get used to the height, the reach. And, Helenius favors Fury, right? He favors Fury in some weird way. Move by the skilled former champion to knock the defensive lead arm of his sparring partner out the way. Look right there, you see it? And look how much his arm moves. Look at that. After the cut, the contact, look at where Helenius' arm goes, and look at Wilder shoot the straight right, BAM! Down the pipe. And then in true Tyson Fury style, like the first fight, left hook to finish it off. Now,
what's good, family? So mash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell. So we just heard there from your mans, LDBC Nessie. Yeah? Ness, just quickly before I go on, Ness, when I called you out, you didn't want no work, yeah? That's what you didn't want. Ness Day's coming to the UK, and what we do know is, I said to Ness, listen, next time you're in the UK, let man know, and I'll come give you the work, yeah? I'll come tattoo that booty of yours, no doubt. Come give you a tramp stamp right on your back, right on your lower back. So for next man, when next man blows your back out, oh no, the YB was there first, still. Anyway, like I said, Nessie, you're mine. Yeah, that's what you are. You're the YB's side chick thing. No doubt. You're my side booty. Anyway, where was I? Ness, that's it. Talking about Robert Helenius. Oh man, wow. And honestly, this video was something to behold. So let me give you some context here. So obviously Deontay Wilder's been doing all the PBC Fox documentaries and whatnot before the fight, and there's some leaked footage of Wilder landing a few shots on the most stiff sparring partner, Robert Helenius. Anyway, obviously, Nesta Gibbs, aka Nessie, one of my side things, she super gassed off Deontay Wilder. Oh man, wow, his right hand, man, so so accurate. Oh man, well, it's so quick, it's so speedy. So obviously Ness is reacting to the footage, gassing up how great it is and ranting and raving, and in doing so, he talks about the sparring partner obviously these shots have been landed on. Oh man, well, Robert Helenius, he the number one sparring partner. He the perfect match for Tyson Fury. And wow, I can't believe Deontay Wilder brought Robert Helenius in. He the most specific. He the most technical. So, you know what I'm saying? One of them ones. Just gassing the thing up. Gassing up about how great Robert Helenius is. Robert Helenius is the... not me... Swear down. It's not me being biased. I'd say the same if AJ brought him in. Don't kid yourself. Look at what happened when Robert Helenius went in there with Dillian White. Bear in mind, how you base people, in my opinion, is based on how they performed against other top athletes. How did Robert Helenius perform against Dillian White? He was stiffboard.com. He was useless.com. So you got to ask yourself, what is going through a fighter's mind? What is going through a camp's mind, when they bring in arguably one of the most useless dons into the camp? For example, if you want someone tall, you could have brought in Otto Wallin. He's tall. Yeah? Why not bring him in? He'll give you some work. He's got heart. Robert Helenius categorically doesn't have heart. We know he'll shell up like a heavy bag and get teed off on. So to bring someone like that in, you've got a problem. I mean, look at Fury. Yeah, we laugh at Fury for getting whooped up, but end of the day, he bringing top sparring partners. Jared Anderson, F.A. Jagba, he bringing all the BBC. So you can't knock him for that. It's all well and good laughing at Fury, but at the end of the day, he getting the work. He's sharpening his sword. Wilder, he's scary. Wilder, he's still delusional. Yeah? He believing that, I don't know what he's believing, but either way, he's trying to convince himself in something that doesn't exist, clearly. That's why he's doing what he's doing. and not facing facts. Because facing facts would be, you know what, people? Let me bring in some real sparring partners. Because to be honest, the things that Fury was doing to Wilder, yeah, didn't really have much to do with technical skill, if that makes sense. Yes, Fury's long. Yes, Fury's feinty and dodgy and whatnot. But really, in this last fight, Fury wasn't really doing so much of that. Sorry, he wasn't relying on that. He was relying on drilling you, good and proper. Old school, bare knuckle style. Wilder, you was getting drilled, bare knuckle style. Now, if you've been drilled, bare knuckle style, trying to find someone tall and lanky isn't so much relevant. It wasn't the tall, in my opinion, it wasn't the tall and lanky part that had Wilder beat in the second fight. For example, you could argue it was the tall and lanky part that had Wilder beat in the first fight, that had Wilder challenged in the first fight. That's fair enough. But it wasn't the fiddly part that had him challenged in the second fight. It was the, wow, I'm getting rocked with heavy shots. I wasn't expecting that. Which means, if you bring in people who are going to give you stick it right on you, that's going to prepare Wilder. I would be much more confident, yeah, having seen Derek Chisora, Jared Anderson, F.A. Jagba in there with Wilder. Yes, they're not body typed to Wilder, but I'd be a lot more confident knowing over the last year Wilder had got some serious work in. Because that would tell me that, you know what, people, if worst comes to worst, I now know Wilder can get stuck in the trenches. Helenius is the opposite of trenches. Helenius is the guy you bring in, yeah, when you need some confidence. Helenius is the guy you bring in when you want to tee off and work on some cool new skills. You don't bring him in when you've been bamboozled and worked all over the ring like a heavy bag. And this again shows me that Wilder and his team are just trying to reinforce delusion. Oh yes, Wilder, your pad skills are working. Look how well you're getting off your pad skills on the stiffest partner, on the stiffest, most useless sparring partner. Because again, yes, F.A. Jagbo and Jared Anderson and them up and coming, and Michael, what's his name? Well, I've got his name, Michael something. Either way, yes, their man are not exactly body typed. In fact, Michael Hunter, yeah, he's not tall, but he's got a tricky style. But either way, bringing them young bucks in, yeah, yes, they're not perfectly body typed Tyson Fury, but to be honest, no one is. But either way, yes, they're not perfectly body typed Tyson Fury, but what they are, your man's Helenius don't have no high level skills. So getting anything off on him, what does that prove? Wilder, it's the thing. This shows me Wilder hasn't learnt anything. Wilder, you've been getting off goofy skills your whole career against bums. Why bring in another bum in your camp? Of all the people you could have brought in. Of all the people. Chisoras, the Michael Hunters, the whole bag of man you could have brought in to test your skills. And the fact Wilder and his team aren't genuinely looking to test their skills tells me 1,000 words. They ain't serious. They're not serious people. And unfortunately, to add insult to injury, not only is Helenius the only sparring partner they've brought in, not only is Helenius no good, he also appears to be the only sparring partner they've brought in. Unfortunately, because there weren't no other photos going around, was there? He was the only one. And I believe, from what I've heard, the reason he was the only one was because he was the only one who was super stiff and super no good. Think about it. In the heavyweight division today, who's super stiff and super no good? Helenius. Yeah, more or less. Super big for nothing. Now maybe Wilder's team are thinking, well, our skills are so high level, we're going to turn Fury into a big, stiff, good for nothing dude. But again, if that was the case, you should be able to turn F.A. Jagba into a big, stiff, useless. You know what I'm saying? If your skills are really that good, why do you need to test them out on someone no good for? It don't make no sense. So yeah, you've heard there from Wilder's fangirls. They ride him right now. They stay riding. But we're going to find out real soon how good all this sparring and how good this Helenius work is. No doubt.